Hello and welcome back to Untamed Chaos. It's been a pretty difficult week to actually get time to record this. Pretty much a few things have been going on. The first is that it just has been a hard week with people around the house having to come and go and just hard to actually plan time to record because if I do it later in the day, it's just not as good as earlier in the day. So yeah, and two, I've been a bit sick, just a bit of sinus stuff, not much, although I was pretty sick a few days ago with it. But I don't know, it's just kind of that sick that just is persisting and just making you feel not that good. So yeah, so if I do sound any different or seem any less energetic or any of that stuff like I usually say when I'm sick, that would be why. I don't know, it's just one of those things that isn't going away quickly, but I'm not really sick from it anymore. It's just a bit annoying. And the final thing, there's been a lot of work outside my house recently, like all down the street. There's been trucks coming and going for different things, I think, and or at least I hope it's related to the whole Comcast putting in new poles for cable. It seems like it is, but it's kind of annoying because they've been coming early in the day around the time I would record and making a bunch of ruckus, cutting down tree branches and all that stuff. So hopefully that won't happen during this recording, but yeah, it's just been hard to actually get time to record. But anyway, welcome back. So since the last episode, oh, and one other thing, I am actually recording this on April Fool's because I tend to record stuff in advance, although this is not an April Fool's video. But I know that between Mojang and some mods, some things might happen that only happen on April Fools. Like some mods might have some April Fools content. So just giving you forewarning because we might run into that somewhere. So yeah. Well, with that out of the way, let's get into this episode. So since last time, I actually did the off-camera stuff a while ago, but I did revise this whole wall over here. I actually moved the lava back further. And it seems the thing that I was making the sound were actually the metallurgic infusers here. Although I think it was just a bug. So when I broke them and replaced them, it stopped making the noise. But I did upgrade these to Ultimate. So now they hold 51 million RF. And I have it set up now. So pretty much these generators pump into those energy cubes there, and then those cubes pump out, so there's a bit more of a buffer than there used to be, and there's a buffer up here as well connected to the solar. And yeah, I think that's about all. I made the cover so the cables didn't connect like down there or such from the generators to the power up here. And yeah, it's pretty much the same setup, I think. Like I said, I did a lot of stuff off camera. I did some more turtle mining and explored caves down there. There were a few caves. I tried to get a lot of resources because I'm actually lacking diamonds because Mechanism uses them a lot. So, yeah. And I just realized I left the NEI on something that kind of spoils what I'm going to do today. So, pretend you didn't see that. But anyway, I did also revise the base a bit. I expanded this wall and made these 2 wide just so it's a bit nicer. Not really that much of a change, I think. And I also was preparing areas like this just in case I wanted to add new rooms, which I probably will. I forget when I moved this stuff. Like I said, I did this stuff like a few days ago off camera and then been trying to record for days and just been sick or having bad times trying to actually sit down and record. So sorry if I forget something, but yeah, if you see something I did and I didn't mention, well, I just did that. That didn't make much sense. But let's see. Oh, and also I did update the mod pack. It's not the full version 1.2 update. It's kind of midway because I kind of test it as I go. But I did actually start updating, I should say. And another thing to note is I did finally update Blood Magic. Oh, and I put player sensors here. I always forget about that. I was looking to do stuff with doors, so I decided that they open when I'm nearby and will close when I'm not. So I don't know, just a bit nicer. But, yeah, I really didn't do much with Blood Magic, but, I did actually remove one of the add-ons, Blood Utils, because it was the only one of the add-ons that didn't update to the new Blood Magic, and the whole division block and such wasn't working properly. It wasn't tracking the life point stuff or the increased sacrificing life points, so I decided for the moment I would remove it, and the Blood Tome also was a bit buggy. So for the moment, I removed it. If it's updated and those bugs are fixed, I might add it back. So, but yeah, we have the newer Blood Magic, so hopefully we might have some cool new things to try later on. And, yeah, I also want to talk a bit about the cables before I get into stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so pretty much in the other episode, I commented how the generators were draining power and nothing had power and I was wondering what was going on. Well, pretty much the cables have their own buffer. If I look at the glass cover, you can kind of see this where it says 0, how much RF. And pretty much how it works is all the cables connected count as like one thing, kind of like an energy cell. So each one of these, I think it's 32K power. So each cable segment adds 32K to the cable network, and they'll store that much energy within themselves. The tooltip doesn't show on them because I don't know why. But yeah, so pretty much the cables have their own power, and yeah, the transfer rate I also heard is equal to all the cables in the network. I'm just reading off some notes I put down earlier. I looked into a bunch of mechanism stuff, made a bunch of notes for other things to look into future episodes as well. So yeah, anyway, hopefully that makes more sense with the cables. So pretty much they have a buffer just like the machines have a power buffer and the energy cubes there have a buffer. So yeah, but what I want to do today is some blood magic and start Botania, because both of them have potion-y stuff that I'll need to get the new Blood Orb. And Botania also looks really cool. Okay, so for blood magic, I want to make the alchemic chemistry set thingy here. So to make it, I think I can use my apprentice orb. I really hope so. If not, this is going to be a problem. Yeah, okay, because some blood orbs don't work on certain things, but so I need a brewing stand, some obsidian, and that, and ta-da. So I have this now, and I think I'm actually going to set this stuff up over here. Oh, I probably should bring the sigil just to make sure I have enough life in the network, and yeah. Divination sigil, there we go. So yeah, I have a bunch of life points still, and I don't need to open that door. Although sometimes it might get a bit buggy, but I think I'm going to set this up here. I hope I can break and move it when needed, but yeah, so this is kind of like the vanilla brewing, only a bit more complex, and I just realized we need to head back to the other room. So, yeah, but the next thing I need to do is make a flask for it. If I search that flask, so these are 8 uses, and I can refill them like this. That has 0, that has full, or at least I think that's how it's supposed to work. And, yeah, I need to tier 2 altar and blood to make the flask, so I need to find some glass bottles. I'm not... Okay, I have 4. I think that's going to be enough for the stuff I want to do, but we need to do a lot of stuff in this thing to make ingredients. It's kind of like a multi-step thing, I guess, like most of blood magic. So just like I usually would make the slates to make the other stuff, like the sigils, to make the potions, I need to make catalyst and stuff like this. So I didn't look into it all. And yeah, so hopefully it won't be too bad. And we got our first one. So I'm just going to do this stuff and head back over there and get stuff set up. So yeah. Okay, so I got all the potion flasks I'll need. But to brew a potion, I not only need a potion flask, but an ingredient like the gas tier, the melon, the same stuff for vanilla. And they have some other ingredients as well to make different potions. But we also need a binding agent. Now the standard one's the one I want. The weak would also work. But with the weak, there's a chance it will fail and pretty much just waste my stuff. So I think I actually get the flask back, but it won't gain a potion effect. Because see, right now it says no effects. Pretty much from what I read, you can have multiple effects per potion. But the more effects you have, the more chance there is for failure. So I could make this like a super potion with a ton of effects on it, but it just would take a lot of resources and likely fail. The weak has a chance to fail even with one effect, but the standard is guaranteed to make sure the first effect is applied. And because the potion I want requires a gas tier, and I don't have many of them, I think I want to try and get the standard. But the standard not only requires a weak, it requires some of these other things which also are brewed in here. So, come to think of it, I might not want to try this because I can't get ice. Or at least I don't have Silk Touch yet. So I think I might actually try with the weak. I need a simple catalyst with this though, which needs sugar, redstone, glowstone, and gunpowder. So, let's see. Do I have any of that stuff? Okay, so I had everything. I actually thought I didn't have gunpowder at first, but realized I was putting the dust chest up there. So, if I put this here now, it should start working. It doesn't have a meter on it, but if I look at the tooltip, it shows the progress. And it made 1, and it should make a second one any moment now. So we have them now, and now we need clay. I probably should have actually prepared this stuff better beforehand, because I'm not sure if I have clay. Yeah, it's in here. So, I'm just kind of winging this episode somewhat, if you can't tell. But now if I put this stuff here like that, it should make the weak binding agent, which hopefully will be enough to actually make the potion. So we got a weak binding agent. Now if I go in here, I do have 4 gas tears. I'm just gonna E because gas tears are still rare. I got lucky and did get a few, but yeah. So if I go to here now, oh, it actually showed the thing on top. That's cool. And do like this, and like that. It will start brewing now. You can actually see the ingredients on there, and hopefully this works. Regeneration. It did work. So we got a potion flask of regeneration, but now we can also increase its power the same way like redstone glowstone work. I believe it's called a catalyst. Okay. So pretty much this works the same way as redstone glowstone and the same kind of tiers like the binding agents. There's mundane, average, and greater for lengthening and power. Now I'm actually not sure which one would be better, but you can see how these are made. So that would then get more expensive, requiring more of them and a binding agent. The lengthening is kind of the same thing. So they just get very costly, and they have a lot of these other ingredients that I don't really want to get into right now because they're just a bit more complex than I'm ready for. So, yeah, but I think I'm just not sure what's better, higher regeneration or longer regeneration. Because for what I need to do, I need to have a lot of blood and kind of quickly. So I think higher would be better. So I need another weak binding agent and a simple catalyst. So let me just make that stuff real quick and then we can actually make this. Okay, so I just got all the stuff ready and turns out I can't make it because my blood orb's too weak to actually make this. So, I don't know. Since I have the stuff, maybe I should try making... this is just kind of buggy at times. There we go. But since I have the stuff, maybe I should just try making another potion. Just so I have 2 regen 8s. It seems like that might be a better idea than actually trying to do anything else. Because if I can, I would actually like to try getting the Blood Orb today. So, okay, so I got 2 regeneration 8 potions. So, I guess I should just get stuff ready and see if I can actually get all the life needed to make that Blood Orb. I don't think I can, but... Okay, so I'm working at the blood magic stuff and I realized I didn't have everything prepared for this, so it's taking a bit of time to actually get enough blood to get it all ready, because I need to make some more reinforced slates to replace these runes, because progress runes to speed it up will hurt the crafting I need to do with the Blood Orb. But in the meantime, since I'm more just waiting for my life to come back, we can start Botania. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce this mod's name. I always feel like I'm messing it up, but yeah. So there is a tutorial mode, and I did do this in creative just to kind of get the gist of it, but I think I'd rather go through this again. I probably won't read everything. Is this the one? Okay, so this is pretty much just information. Shift right click on a block to get its information. Basic entries, how to make the book. Can rename it if I want. Okay, so mystical flowers. There's a bunch of different flowers in this mod, and oops, I probably should have. There we go. So, a bunch of different flowers. All 16 colors can make the fertilizer to grow more. Those are the flowers. I'm not sure how you bury a petal, but you can make mystical petals from the flowers. You can also make the petals into floral powder, which are dyes. So that's how you get the petals. That's how you grind them down. Ta-da. Let's see. You can change the color of wool and carpet like dyes. Mix with bone meal to make the fertilizer. And that can grow more magic flowers. Also works for the normal flowers. And yeah, so pretty much I'm just going to speed through this and get to the part where I actually start with flowers and stuff. There's 2 high ones in this version, but you need shears to get them. And yeah. Blocks for them. So this is where it actually starts getting to Botania cool stuff. So yeah, but I kind of want to finish up with this blood magic stuff. I'm almost done. I just need this to turn into the last slab, then fill it up with blood, and we should be good. So, come on. There we go. So now I should have all the slabs I need, and the reason is I need to make more of these runes of self-sacrifice. So if I go like this, how did the slab get there? I do not know. Like that, and put my blood orb in the center. I can make 8 runes of self-sacrifice now. And if I grab my pickaxe, I can just dig these up, I believe, and replace them. Oops, I broke one over there as well. So, okay, now that I have all this, I can just... But now that I have all this, I can do this, and this will further increase my life points per cut. So I'm at 660 right now. So, wait, was that? Oh, I think the altar wasn't, okay, 680, or 6,800, 7,560. So it's a bit more than it was before. I don't know the math off the top of my head. But if we just fill this up, now I just need to wait for my stuff to regen, and we can try making the Blood Orb from this block of gold. The problem is, I mentioned it back, but I need 2,500 life points, and this only has that much in there, 10,000. So I need to try and make the other life points before it finishes crafting, which will be a challenge, which is why I made these potions. Okay, so I think I have everything ready. Once I put this in, it will start the process, and I need to start spamming this to heal myself back up. I have the auto feeder up here set to feed me baked potatoes when I'm in the vicinity, so hopefully that will make sure my hunger stays good. And then just use the potions with it to make sure that I have enough regeneration. So yeah, also I'm wearing crappy armor that's about to break, I just realized that. But yeah, so let's go. Okay. Good so far. I don't want to go too quick, or else I think I'll drink this now, and regeneration. Okay. I think I'm gonna drink this just to be safe and check on this. Okay. I think we can do this. Oh no, I think I might have a problem now, because the regeneration's not powerful enough. Drink this now. Oh, we're so close. Come on, we're getting there. The problem is my hearts just aren't coming back quick enough, and I only had one instant healing, which I already used. So... oh, I think we can do it. It's getting up there. So pretty much what happens is if my life points hit 0, it will start losing progress, and at that point, I think it's beyond... I did it! I did it! I did it! Okay. So now we have the Magician's Blood Orb. Oh, that took so much work. And we had a good bit of life points to spare. So thanks to that instant health and just 2 drinks of regeneration, we were able to do it. Also thanks to the auto feeder, because I'm pretty sure that came in handy as well during that. So, yeah. But what the Magician's Blood Orb does is it has a higher life point cap. If I look at my divination sickle right now, it has... that much, and actually, yeah, that's not very efficient. I actually never done this before. So that's how you fill your soul network through that. Nice. But now if I do this, it will keep going into the orb, and before I only could have 25k life points in my soul network, now I can have like 1,500, or not one, 150,000. That's how much I think I can have now. So, I don't know. I forget the exact number. I don't have the information there. But it holds a lot more life points now. And that means I can have a bigger soul network, so when I use stuff like sigils, I won't run out as easily. I can perform more things that require blood, and the orb itself is used for more crafting than I currently am capable of. So, yeah, that's a pretty good step forward. I don't have other stuff ready, but like I said, this can make the other alchemy stuff that I couldn't do before, or a lot more of it anyway. And it also can make a lot more of, I think it's over here, like the sigils. So I will look into that stuff off camera. I know there are some other runes even. Let's see, can I find it right here? I feel like it's right around here. I don't know, but there's the runes that actually increase the altar's captivity. Yeah, I can't find it right now. So I can actually do that stuff now. I can make more sigils, and I can make new runes and more brewing stuff. So I'll look into that stuff off camera. So next episode, hopefully I can have more of that stuff prepared. But now it's time to look into Botania. Okay, so I want to try and do most of the Botania stuff out here because, well, it just seems to make sense to do the nature stuff in more of nature than inside. And I would like to still do what I talked about before about making more of a perimeter, like a walled off area out here so mobs can't just like walk up as easily. But I'm still looking into that. I might do that off camera. But I also collected a lot of flowers because I think all these are Botania flowers. I don't know, a normal flower could have snuck in there, but yeah, you need a lot of flowers for the different things in Botania. So let's get back to the book. The Petal Apothecary, the basic thing that you use. I think that's how you make mana, or one of the ways to start making other flowers. So it needs water and mystical petals. Throw in seeds as well, and you can use it to craft different flowers, I believe. Yeah. So functioning flora, generating flora. Lava instead of water, it incinerates items. That's interesting. Tossing in vines gives a new visual, and that's how you make it. So I did bring some stuff so I could actually craft out here. So slabs, and I already forget the recipe. I think it was something like that. So I need to get a petal, and did it have? Yeah, it could be any petal. So if I go in here, which one do I have a lot of? Let's go with brown. So if I get a mystical brown petal and go in here, ta-da, I have a Petal Apothecary. And now I need to grab a bucket of water because I didn't think about that. And I do need a better door system. I know I couldn't hit. I think I actually made the player sensors for that and couldn't figure out how to hook them up. And I'm a bit low in the shot. I always do that. It almost feels like my webcam's higher than it used to be. I'm not sure. Oh, and also liquid packs, they get a graphical update, and the liquid pack bucket was renamed to hand pump, but yeah. So if I put this in here now, okay, so where was I? So Petal Apothecary. So the Pure Daisy is one of the most basic, most important. It can purify wood and stone into living wood and living rock, which are used for other crafting stuff. So, and living wood will make the living wood twig, which we need to make the staff thingy. So pure white, so I need white petals for that. So if I go in here and get 2 white flowers, and I think I also needed seeds, it said. Whoops. Let me just go, how about I just throw them in? I'm not sure what could possibly go wrong, but I think you actually throw. Yep. Is it working? I can't tell if it's just sparkling for what reason. I think I do need seeds though, because that's what the book said. So let me just grab some seeds and we'll see. So actually I could have just harvested the wheat for seeds. Whoops. But I have a fair bit of seeds here, so that shouldn't be a problem. And now if we come back here, it's still doing its thing. So, oh. That was a bit quicker than I expected. So, yeah, we got the Pure Daisy. I think I actually want to make a second one. Just so we can speed up the process of getting the living wood and that stuff. Yeah, words. So, yeah. And just to mention, I probably should have said this sooner, I have never done Botania before. This is the first time, and once again, I feel like I'm just so low in the camera shot. But, okay, so we got 2 of these. Now, where's a good place to set it up? There really isn't a good place around here to set it up. I guess that would be a good place. So if I, is it planks or logs? I forget. I don't know, we'll leave that there, and this one can go here. And, okay, I better check the book before I put down all the wrong stuff, but, oh, it was actually, logs and stones, so I'll need to go get planks, or actual logs. Okay, so I'll get some logs and replace the planks there. And I need to get out my axe to do this quickly. So, yeah. Isn't this fun? Flower stuff. Yay. So, I'm not sure how much of all this stuff I'll actually need at the moment. I do know I'll need the living wood twigs for something that comes very soon. That's not done yet. So, yeah. I don't know, I feel kind of odd about doing all this on camera without, like, planning beforehand, but at the same time I don't want to do all this off camera because it seems kind of important, you know, actually starting the mod and all. I'm not sure if it needs sunlight, but let's just leave them to it and continue with the book. So give it a minute or so, yada yada yada, and that's how you make it. So Wand of the Forest, I'll need petals for this, and has pretty much, this is like the wrench of the mod. I can use it to bind and function mode, so pretty much I can use it to connect things, like so the mana goes from one thing to another and that sort of thing from my understanding. Also has a function mode, which I think gives information about stuff, and it can also rotate chests, and that's how you make a whole bunch of living wood twigs, which is why, oh, okay, I just saw that happen, so we'll look at that in a second, but that's how I make it. And next we go to mana manipulation, which talks about mana stuff. So let's look at this first. We have a living rock now. So if I harvest this, I can get another batch of it going. Probably should actually use my good pickaxe because it's much quicker. And like I said, I don't know exactly what living rock's used for at the moment, but I know it's used for stuff in Botania. And this should happen any moment now. There we go. The first one is starting to happen. So this is living wood. Have to admit, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, we got living wood, and now we can make the Wand of the Forest, which is another one of the first steps. And pretty much I'd like to at least try and clear the basics of this so that, yeah, words. Okay, pretty much I'd actually like to try and clear the basics, and I do want my wand to be blue if I can. I think there's a whole bunch of different colors, so I'll go with the blue one. Yep. So I got the Wand of the Forest now. And yeah, so I think I was saying though, I want to try clearing the basics, and then I can work on more stuff off camera. Maybe even test in a test world sort of thing, or just test in general. So we got that now, and now we're into mana. Okay, mana, magical energy. Mana is used for Botania. Okay, so mana spreaders and mana pools, I know a bit about this. Pretty much the mana pools is where mana is stored, or at least where you use mana. The spreaders, that finished again, or it's actually it's finishing, and oh, we didn't really get to see it much. But the mana spreaders are how you move mana about, kind of like the pipes, I guess you would say, for this mod, although they're not quite pipes, more of things that shoot beams of energy. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of skimming through the different mana flowers, like day blooms. I think there's a few others. Basic forms, I think it's going to show us just a second. Mana pool. So this is how you store mana. It can be stored into it through mana spreaders, and mana spreaders will pull out of it and such. Function and flowers require a nearby mana pool to draw power. So different flowers will produce mana, different flowers will drain mana. These flowers do neither and just actually do stuff. And why is my camera looking so low? 1 second. Okay, hopefully that's better. So, yeah, there's the diluted mana pool and the normal version. So I need to make the diluted one and then infuse it with mana to make the normal one. The mana pool is just called mana pool. So that's how you make the diluted one. And the normal one's just a diluted one in a mana pool to make a mana pool, which is almost a bit redundant, it feels like, but oh well. And it can make different things I can put in there to infuse it with mana, like the mystical petals and iron into mana steel. Has some redstone function, but I'm not very good with redstone. I can color the pool apparently with flora powder. And here's it showing different things I could put in there, like mana steel, mana pearls, mana diamonds, and mana petals, mana glass, string, not mana string, just infusing string, mana infused string, cookies. So yeah, and I think I need to sleep because it's starting night, so 1 second. Okay, so after sleeping I came back up, changed out the logs and stone, and made a couple diluted mana pools like that using my living stone. So let's continue by looking at mana spreaders. So this makes the mana, like I said, I can connect them to things, shoot out the beams of mana, kind of gives an example of how stuff works. I don't know, I think it's better to almost do trial by fire for some of the stuff than plan or talk a lot how about it works. So mana loss, mana bursts. Mana burst is when it sends the mana. I think there's a loss of mana over distance sort of thing. There's a redstone version, and it needs gold, living wood, and a petal. So, and I can put wool on it to lower the sound and pretty much add a fancy sleeve to it. So let's get a couple gold and try making mana spreaders now. I always have to keep running back for something. Okay, I think I actually have a decent amount of living wood and living rock, or whatever it is. Living stone? Nope, living rock. So I have a decent amount of that for the moment. Probably not that much in the long term. So yeah, and I think I'm only going to make one mana spreader for now, just because I'm not sure if I really need more. So, I don't know. If I need more, I can always make more, sort of thing. And I can always make more off camera as well. So now I need to go into Flora. Different flora, different mana. So these will generate mana pretty much. I can check stuff with the wand, I believe. The mana stored in the closest mana spreader around. And of course we'll update to the most recent one since it was placed. The Daybloom is the most basic one. That's pretty much like a solar panel flower for mana. And I just need Endoflames or another version, but more costly, I believe. That's the good formation for them. Not that. And I need 2 yellow, a light blue, and an orange. So I think I should start making a bunch of that. Now it just has some text that I think is, yeah, I don't know. So, ooh, I don't have any yellow. That's a bit of a problem. So I think I will want to at least go for 4. I already forget how many I need. So, was it like that? I probably should have left this open. Okay, so 1 blue, 1 orange, 2 yellow. So let's try and make some of these now. Probably would help if I had water in there, huh? Okay, so 1 blue, 2 yellow, 1 orange. Okay, so now we actually have flowers that can make mana, which is important, I would say. So now let's throw a couple more and make up to 4 of these, because, I don't know, it just seems like a good idea. And I almost kind of wish it didn't tell you all the flowers, so you had to kind of guess and try just different petals and make different things, but I guess it's kind of easier, or you waste a lot of flowers doing that, so I don't know, just interesting. So we got Dayblooms now, which, I don't want to crowd this area too much. I'm just not sure where I want to put them, because I would like to keep all this stuff close by. So, I don't know, over here I guess we'll have to do for now. So I think I want to put down the mana spreader and mana pool first. Let's just put that there. I think that's facing me, not the mana pool. Actually, I want to move this stuff back a bit, so there's more room for the flowers there. Okay, and the mana pool goes here. And, okay, apparently I can stack them. So, yeah, now that I have that, like I said, I'm just kind of winging this as I go. But I think if I just do something like this. Oh, so when I hover over this, it shows that, which I think means they're connected. The mana spreader has mana. Bind mode. Oh, I think that connected them. Did it? Well, it's pointed to it and shooting. Oh, accepting mana from items. There we go. So I think I got this working, and this is now filling with mana from the Dayblooms. So now when this has enough mana, how much was it to upgrade this? Not that much. I wish it actually showed numbers, but, well, that was kind of one of the points of this mod, I believe. So I think I just... Okay, so let's just have it charge up. That has a lot of mana. It's trying to put mana in there. I'm not sure how to upgrade this exactly at the moment. So I think I'm just going to actually end this episode here. We made a good bit of basic progress anyway into Botania. So I'll try and work on off camera, just generating mana and getting this all set up. And the next episode we can go and try and hopefully finish the tutorial and do other stuff. I actually really want to start looking for a base soon. So yeah, but Let's just read through this. Endoflame, it absorbs fiery stuff, I believe. Absorb nearby combustible blocks dropped in the vicinity, and it produces a lot more mana. It can't use stuff like lava buckets because they leave behind a bucket. And an open crate. I forget what that is. But, so that's how you make the Endoflame. And let's just see. What else do they have? Open crate. Oh, it's kind of like a dropper dispenser, just drops items on the floor below it. So that's how you kind of would fuel it. It's made with living wood and functional flora. And I think I'll save this for next time. So anyway, hopefully you enjoy this episode. We did finally make that new Blood Orb, and we finally started Botania. And for anyone wondering where Thaumcraft has been, yeah, don't worry. I'll do that eventually. And would this work now? Oh, it will. So we actually made the mana pool now. Woohoo. Just need a bit more mana in the other one. So I think we made a good bit of progress this episode, and I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, goodbye.